Hello, it's Joel Marshall here, and this is LearnMyComputer.com, and today we're going to continue our discussion from Lesson 17 about what the Internet is. And we're going to look at it from a little different perspective. Before we were saying, okay, your computer connects to other larger computers out there called servers, and we view the files on those servers using our computer. So it's basically we have networked ourselves to the rest of the world through what we call the Internet, and now we are seeing not just files on our computer but also files on computers all over the world. Okay, so now we're going to look at this in a practical way from our computer. How do we go to the Internet? I'm sure many of you go to the Internet already, but we're going to talk about this in a specific way, one way to find web pages and go to web pages on the Internet. And I'm going to go down here to Internet Explorer. That's the blue E. And Internet Explorer is a web browser. And that means that I can browse the web, I can browse web pages through this program called Internet Explorer. There are other browsers that you can use. There's one down here called Firefox. You can go to firefox.com and download that. There is Chrome. Google makes their own browser, Google Chrome. But right now I'm using Internet Explorer. This looks like Internet Explorer version 9, which is the newest one. And you can see that I'm on the Google web page, and that's because Google happens to be my default home page. So the home page that I go to when I open up the browser. And over here there's a little gear that you can click on to change your home page if you want. You can go to Internet Options. Click on the gear and go to Internet Options. And you see there it says my default home page. My home page is google.com. I can click on Use Default and it'll change to the Microsoft website. I prefer the Microsoft website Bing for searching, at least when I'm not using Google. And I go down to the bottom here, I can click OK. And now when I open up Internet Explorer, Bing will be my home page. You'll see that in a minute here when it opens up. There we go, Bing. It's just another way to search besides Google. Just gives you an option. So here I am at Bing.com. If you go up to the very top here, this is the internet address, and it says http://www.bing.com. Now what is that? What is that http://www.bing.com? Well, that is the internet address, and that is something we call the URL, which stands for Universal Resource Locator. And all that means is that it's universal because it works worldwide. It is a resource that we're going to, and this is the way we locate it is through this Universal Resource Locator. And something I want to point out, the http:// that just means that we are going out to the Internet. And these two slashes here are actually called forward slashes because they lean to the right, they lean forward. And usually when there are forward slashes, that means that we're going someplace other than our computer. Locations on our computer have backslashes. They lean to the left. Those are called backslashes. I'll type one here just for an example. That is a backslash, but we don't use those on the Internet. We just use forward slashes. So sometimes there's some confusion about that. I'm here to clear that up. Just use forward slashes on the Internet. But I want to say http:// is something you don't even need to worry about because your browser is smart enough to put that in for you. Also, www. Don't waste your breath saying www. Because it really is not something you have to worry about, nor do you have to even tell it to anybody when you say, your own website. Like my website is learnmycomputer.com, or this website is bing.com. All you have to do is type in bing.com to go to bing.com, and it will go there. It'll put in http://www. You don't have to worry about that. Same with Google. Like if I just go to google.com, it just goes to Google. It puts in the http://www. So don't worry about that. And same with learnmycomputer.com. Learnmycomputer.com. Just put that in. It'll go exactly to wherever you need to go. So that's just what that is. Now this is Universal Resource Locator. YouTube would be another example. This is how we go out to the internet to grab a web page and bring it down to our browser so that we can see it. We say we're going to a website. We're not really going to a website. We're pulling it down to our computer. We're pulling down a page to our computer and viewing it in our browser called Internet Explorer. So that's all I want to say today. That is a website address, and that's where you put it, is in this field here. A field is just a place where you put text, and you can just directly put in website addresses into that field, and you just type them in if you know them, and it will go to that web page. So that's one way to go to web pages in your internet browser. And this is Joel Marshall of LearnMyComputer.com, and thank you for joining me. I will see you next week.